is the first day of gutter cleaning season, the Monday before Thanksgiving, and I'll clean gutters for 2-3 weeks, pretty much nonstop. That beautiful sound you hear is the wind going over the ladder rungs. It's kind of the Coke bottle effect. You get used to it after a couple weeks. I use these things, rubber coated salad tongs. Makes it easy to get in there, get in the corners, grab the stuff to take it out, but it also doesn't scratch up the surface of the gutters, and it doesn't cut up my hands. I'm gonna show you now the secret to making money cleaning gutters. I mean, making real money, worthwhile money, at least here on Cape Cod. All right, just hang tight for a second. This will be worth it. Almost. All right, you ready for the secret? Here's the secret. Here I am at my next job. Was that 30 seconds from the previous one? If you can spend far more time cleaning gutters than driving, that's where things stack up. You know, that's how you're cleaning with 2 hands. That's how I'm cleaning, 8, 10, 12 houses a day. These are locust leaves. I love cleaning them. They're the easiest. I think that little filter is just a waste of time on this one. I don't know why that's there, because this downspout is just dumping onto the ground. It's not like it goes into a ground drain or anything. Who cares if some leaves go down it? I think all that's doing is just blocking this gutter. This house has been re-sided just recently. This is white cedar. Looks yellow. Hasn't grayed yet with exposure to sunlight and the weather, but this is white cedar siding, just like what they have on the other side, which has been on the siding longer and had a chance to weather. This is important. I'm gonna spray down my legs and feet with this stuff. Ticks are a killer. Ask me about it sometime. As I'm cleaning this gutter, I see from the shingles below that this house was recently soft washed. Homeowner said, yeah, it was cleaned back in the summer, which was only about 3 months ago. Here's the problem. You can see that the mold and mildew is already popping out again. I think in the next year, this siding is gonna look pretty atrocious. So my guess is that whoever soft washed this over-relied upon bleach. They confused bright with clean. They didn't really use the proper other chemicals to actually clean the wood. They didn't allow for proper dwell time of the chemicals. And they certainly didn't use proper rinsing pressure.
You've arrived. Destination is on your left.
So I am going to suggest to this homeowner that in the springtime, I clean the face of these gutters, what we call whitening them, because as you can see, they're a mess, and It'd make a huge difference in the appearance of the home if those were white instead of kind of slimy green. Everyone's got their own idea of when exactly their gutters should be cleaned. From my point of view, it's definitely important to try to let the leaves come down around the house before cleaning the gutters, but most importantly to clean the gutters before things freeze. Because once they freeze, the gutters really become uncleanable in any sort of practical fashion. Ooh, look at this. Hang on. Right there. That's beautiful. Beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. That's what I'm always worried about right there. End of a long day or something, carrying a ladder around and just like Back to the Futuring right into a power line. So whenever I move a ladder, I look up first, just make sure I understand what's above me. See that dent? I always take a picture of those to make sure I'm not blamed for that stuff. That's rookie mistakes right there by someone cleaning a gutter by just leaning a ladder against it. Okay, so I'm cleaning the gutters, but of course I can't help but look at the roof around it. This roof, just for the record, this is not a candidate for cleaning, although it does have a lot of lichen and algae upon it. But look at the condition of these shingles. So when I see that, I know that if the homeowner asks, I'm just going to say no. The time to maintain this roof has come and gone in the sense of anything that I can do for it. Best thing to do is take that money that they would apply from cleaning it and take that money and put it towards a new roof. Sometimes homeowners say, oh gosh, you must be so tired. Your legs must be tired from all that climbing. My legs don't get tired. You know what gets tired? My back. It's the moving the ladders that I find to be harder and harder, not the climbing. Sometimes I've got to put my ladder at a kind of a bigger angle than I would prefer because of bushes or whatnot. And by bigger angle, I mean like kicked further out from the house, less up and down than would be ideal. When I have to do that, I make sure to put at least one of the feet like this versus that, so that the sharp corner digs into the earth, keeps the base of the ladder from kicking out. Oh, this is the best combination right here. Whoa, bless you, me. Ugh. This just caught my attention. See that? That's a carpenter bee hole. They dig into there and make a nest. It looks like that's part of one as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recommend to this homeowner that they put up some carpenter bee traps. By the springtime, when those bees get active, the traps will greatly minimize the damage that those bees will otherwise do. I made a video of that elsewhere, and I'll link to it here. Have a good day.
You too.
As often happens, as I'm working, neighbor came by and asked me to give him a quote for his property. When I was a young guy, I worked for a fella named Brian for a little while, and he's since passed away. But at one point in the time, Brian broke his back when a ladder that he put on a deck, it slipped on the low friction surface and he fell. So whenever I'm on a ladder on a deck like this, I say, "Hey, Brian, foot my ladder." And he hasn't let me down yet. A quick observation. This house that I'm cleaning the gutters on, it has a solid stain. And the stain isn't in great shape, but it's a solid stain that can be touched up in spots with no trouble. House right next door had at one point what was a semi-transparent stain. The issue there, and I'll zoom in to show you, is that you can't just touch it up in a spot or two, because then those spots they have like 2 layers of semi-transparent instead of 1 layer, and then that becomes profoundly different. It's different in appearance than anything else. So you can't just touch up the spots that need it, because then those spots are just totally darker, like right here. That dark spot is where someone touched up just that spot. So that's just one reason why I don't recommend, and I'm not a fan of semi-transparent stains on cedar shingles. If you're gonna go with a stain, go solid. So pretty. All right, cleaning gutters on this house. I happen to have washed this house about, oh, 6 years ago now. How's the cedar looking? Huh, not so bad. This was soft wash, but soft wash meant that it was sufficiently rinsed and it was done with sufficient detergents, not just squirting bleach on it. Later.